Hi everyone, Angus Campbell here. Tuesday the 14th of February 2023. I'm back and a very belated Happy New Year. So as many of you know, I've had the last 2 months or so off. I've been on the other side of the world, New Zealand, Australia, visiting friends and relatives and having a long break, which was planned a little while ago, but COVID got in the way, but we managed to pull it off. But anyway, I had a good trip, saw plenty of things, saw plenty of relatives. But now, been back in the UK about a week or so, got over the jet lag at last, and begin to think about plans and projects on the power set side of things over the next year, over this year. So welcome back everybody. What I'll do then is do a quick run through again of a stable and project update with a few snippets as well to demonstrate some ideas that we might have that have maybe developed a little since I did the last stable update before I went away late November. So as per usual, let's pop round each of the bikes in the garage at the moment and some that aren't here, and let's see what's going to go on. I think it's going to be a busy year. Good to be back. Right, I've separated the ones out here in the garage so we can walk around them. So let's do a quick resume to kick off this year before we get stuck into riding maintenance and projects, etc. So first up, let's do the horror, which I know some of you are not too enamoured with, but they were part of the power set, so we've got to include it. And just a reminder, and to those that don't know, this is all roadworthy, fully legal and ready to go. There's a couple of events, well certainly one event that we want to do this year, and that is, I think it's on the 1st of July. There's actually a forum for these on Facebook, and it's quite an active little community, and a few of us are getting together on the 1st of July to do a bit of a run together. So that should be interesting. It's been kindly organised by one of the group members following a couple of suggestions. There's a bit of work to do on this, so as some of you know, I changed all the tyres on this last year. Tyres are getting pretty difficult to get for these. And unfortunately, since coming back, 2 of these have gone flat, including the spare, so that ain't good. So we've that to do. But what you also might have noticed is that originally I managed to get hold of a basket that looks pretty similar to the original one, because the original ones are really pretty hard to get. They're very scarce, and fitted that up. But in the meantime, while I've been away, I managed to get hold of an original. Needs a little bit of work. There's 1 or 2 spars missing, but easy enough to sort out. But nevertheless, there we go, an original basket in pretty good nick. As I say, just needs a little bit of spot welding here and there, and maybe a bit of a paint. Originally they were plastic coated. I think this one's already had something else put on that in its life. But anyway, beggars can't be choosers, and that's a fantastic find. So it's pretty much complete with quite a few accessories, except for the mirrors and the screen. But I do have a front screen, but it's new old stock in its packaging, and it's a blue one, so I don't necessarily know what it'll go with this. But anyway, we'll get the basket sorted out. We'll get the 2 flat tyres sorted out. There's obviously something wrong with the inner tubes, and as you know from my escapades with getting the Fury punches, etc. sorted out before the NEC show last November, I should be getting a dab hand with these, because at least these tyres are dead easy to get off. So that's, I was going to say that's the Ariel 3, but it's not. We've got another idea in that we might want to reproduce a shot of this with a mock-up of an Ariel 3 girl. I'll do another short video on this, but the potential is that we might get together an outfit, if we can, that mimics the Ariel 3 girl's outfit, and use my daughter as a model to try and simulate, if you like, that era. And I won't show you it today, but in that roll down there is a very rare poster that I didn't know existed that I've managed to get hold of, which is a marketing poster depicting the Ariel 3 girls. And that's useful because it's in colour. And most of the photographs of the era of the Ariel 3 girls from the launch, etc., are black and white. So you don't get a good sort of impression of what the original colours were, apart from the descriptions, etc. But now we've got that, we can try and make up an outfit, and that might be an interesting little project. The other thing is that we've got to go shopping on it, so we'll get some miles on it when we can, have a bit of fun, and maybe get my other members of the family to have a go on this, to see, well, to maybe show its shortcomings around the fact that it was a little bit difficult to start due to the Dutch anchor engine. But anyway, that's enough on that. Right, let's get into some nitty gritty, because I know you are more interested in the Fury side. So here's the show Fury. We did some work on this to get it to the NEC Classic Motor Show last year, and it's still looking good and in good condition. And that will be out again this year at the same show. So we're definitely going to the NEC Classic Motor Show in November. And the news is that actually we're taking the whole lot, if we can, and having a theme of the power set on the BSA Owners Club stand at that show. So that's that one. Nothing else to do on this other than to make sure we keep it in good nick, so chrome, etc. doesn't deteriorate, but it's holding up well for its 51 years. And then we've got the Fury SS, which, following some shakedown runs in the garage last year, we noticed a couple of problems around oil leaks and gearbox issues. So we've sorted the oil leaks, one of which, well, we think we have, one of which was around the cam tunnel mating service around here, which hadn't been screwed down properly. So hopefully we've sorted that out. And also let me get my head out of the way. There we go, just down in there, this is the oil feed up to the head, obviously, and the union down there wasn't very tight, so managed to get a spanner in there to try and tighten it up by making something up. I'm still not convinced we've done it properly, but we'll find out. But the main thing is, or was, gearbox issue. Couldn't get it past second gear. We found the problems with that. We've had some new gears made up, and they've arrived. So we need, or we can, sort this out so we can do some more test running and then try and get a bit of a road test out of it as well, which I know a lot of you are waiting for. So bear with me on that front, and we'll certainly do, or focus upon this quite a bit this year. Then we've got the B25SS, which is, again, legal on the road at the moment, and something I'll be running short term. We need to do a bit of a service on this for the season, and also something I've just stood in. It's got a bit of an oil leak, which I knew about from the underside of the engine, but it's a bit difficult to find because this one has got its optional bash plate on it. But we'll take that off and just address that and give it a full service. But when we last ran it up and rode it, it was running really, really well. And the thing about this example is that it's not got a rattly top end, which is most unusual. So that's what I'm looking to get some more miles on that, because the few miles that I've done in it, I really enjoyed. Actually, it's a great bike to flick around. It's dead easy to start. It's quite peppy, and it sounds really well. So we'll look after it. And obviously, the other benefit is it is one of the original blue ones, more of which we'll go into maybe in a future video. as I've been contacted by someone who also believes he has one that he wants to restore as well. So we've got the details around how you can identify from the dispatch dates whether or not it would originally have gone out in blue. In our case, we know that with this one because we've got the original tank, which I've shown you in a previous video, petrol tank, which is in a hell of a bloody state, but it's in the factory blue with the gold badges, which is correct. And then finally, just the last one in the garage. It's not my bike, it's Greg Lawton's T140 Jubilee. We're just doing a light restoration on this and attending to some issues in it. So this will be the subject of some initial videos as well, because I want to get this done for Greg. Now we've got the parts here, which are in that box over there. We'll crack on with this, but mainly we've got to sort the wiring out, the brakes, top end oil leak, but in general then just really cleaning it up and doing some bits and pieces to it. And Greg wants to keep this bike, and I know he's coming over in later this year from the Philippines, where he lives, to do a tour of Scotland. I don't know whether he's intending to use this or not, but I've got a funny feeling that maybe that's what I ought to target the completion against. Right, those are the ones in the garage, and then we've got others that are currently residing elsewhere to give us a bit of space in a winter home. So I'll pop over there and we'll do a clip of those. Right, we're over at the temporary storage unit, and first one is the bike that I haven't revealed yet, which will be a project to kick off later in the year once we've done the Triumph Jubilee. So I won't give any more insight into what this is yet. Some of you I know are guessing away, etc., and some of you might be right. But anyway, that's definitely something we'll focus on a bit later on, as I say, and something I'm quite excited about. But all will be revealed at some point this year in a few months' time. Oh, and by the way, just say it is 71 power set. Okay, and here are the two biggies, being well looked after in a corner here at this facility, nice and warm and clean. Right, let's start with the A70. So as I say, we need to get some more miles on this. Now we think we've cured some of the ailments relating to ignition and oil circulation. And we also need to get it registered. So that's the first job during the final throes of winter, I think, is to get this properly road registered. We've got the old import certificate for it. It was imported in 1980, so this is pre-Nova we're talking about, but it's still accepted. But what I have to do is get it another age-related, oh crikey, I've forgotten the term. I've got it to get it, a dating certificate. I've got to get another dating certificate for it, because the one that I've got that came with it is old, and now for registration purposes the dating certificate has to have been or the dating has to have been certified within the last 12 months. So got to get in touch with Mr. Foden at the BSAOC owners to get that sorted out, which is easy enough to do. And then once it's properly registered, we just need to get some miles in it and run it in, really, and hopefully take it to the BSA Owners Club and stuff and get some mileage on it. And then the Old Faithful, well, she's fine, really. There's as you can see down the bottom there, this annoying little drip from the primary side somewhere, which I'm inclined to do, but we'll think about that once we get her back up the garage, once we've finished things like the Jubilee Bonneville, and that's on its way somewhere to release a bit of space. But anyway, they're well looked after here. They're in good hands. I'm not worried about them. They look well, and they're making sure that the facility's floor doesn't rust. Even though I thought I've drained oil out of both of these, and the batteries are out of them. So there you go. They even leak oil when they're empty. Right, back to the main garage then for a bit of a roundup and a summary of, again, some of the events and activities really, just to try and give you a clearer picture of what we intend to do. Right, there you have it. That's gone round all the bikes in the power set, plus this one, which is a relative of the Triumph power plan from 71 as well. So plenty to do this year. Before I go into the events that I'm going to attend, let's just think about the order in which to attack these projects. I really want to get on with the T140 Jubilee and get that done for Greg, but I could do with it being up on the bench, and the Fury's still on the bench, the Fury SS, but we've got the parts for that. And also the other consideration is I want to continue riding the B25 SS in the meantime, even though we're still officially in the grips of winter. So I think this is the initial plan. Firstly, we'll do a quick service on the B25 SS, and I'm going to try and do that fairly quickly because today is now Friday. There's a monthly classic vehicle meet in my local area on the third Sunday of the month, and that's third Sunday is in a couple of days' time. And I've ridden it there before, which is where I took a photograph for the subscribers on the community. But this time I'll try and get a few action shots of me riding it. I'll probably put the chest harness on with the GoPro. So firstly, if I've got time tonight stroke tomorrow Saturday, I'll get the B25 SS service, only a quick oil service mainly, because as you know I've done a few jobs on it already, but there is a minor oil leak from underneath the motor, and I've got to take the bash plate off it anyway for the oil service, so we'll just have a quick look at that and see if we can sort that out. It's not serious, but there's a bit of oil that's come out of it over the 2 months that's been sat, but other than that it's ready to go. So we'll do that first, then we'll do the Fury SS and put the gearbox together so we can take that off the bench and do some more running tests on that, and then that will relieve the bench for us to put the Jubilee Bonnie up there and get cracking on that. So hopefully that's okay. So Greg, hope you don't mind if we do it in that order, and it won't be too long then before your bike's up and getting in the centre of attention and in a position where we can work on it easily as well and get on with it. And then after that, we'll do the tyres on the Ariel 3 and get the basket sorted out, and also then we've got springtime, we'll do the reveal on the one under the cover, and we'll take things from there. So that's what we'll do sort of project wise. From the point of view of events this year, then as I've already intimated, I'm going to, let's try and do this in chronological order if we can, but actually most of it happens in July. So in July we've got possibly a get together with a group of other Ariel 3 mad men and women for a community ride. We've got Founders Day at Stanford Hall, where I'll be riding one over to support the BSA Owners Club stand. That's in July. I'm not going to BSAOC this year, Trident Rock 3 Owners Club BSAOC, as it's over in Anglesey I think, and it's still yet to be confirmed. I can't do Stafford in April because it coincides with the London Marathon, and my daughter's running the London Marathon, so we're going down there to support her. But there is some news about Stafford, and that is, which is unfortunate for me, but you just can't do everything, and that is that the BSA Triumph chief stylist, Stephen Mettam, who lives in France, is coming over to the April Stafford Show as a guest of the Trident and Rocket 3 Owners Club, and I think it's been arranged by John Young, so well done John for that. I can't make it, but I'm in communication with John just to see if there's a chance of meeting up with Stephen Metham either side of that weekend, depending upon his travel plans. One of the other thoughts as well is that the Trident Rocky 3 Owners Club, of which I'm a member, have put out a shout out for any Furies. Well, obviously we might be able to loan one or two, so that might be hopefully maybe a little teaser to try and get a meet up. So that's something I'd like to do if I can, is meet up with Stephen Metham. There's so many questions I could ask him about his time there, and I'm sure all of you could. But let's try and tie something down first, if it's possible. It might not be. So I can't do Stafford. I'm not going to BSAOC. But the other one is that I will be supporting the BSA Owners Club stand at the NEC Classic Motor Show in November. And I think the intention is that there'll be a significant subject focus on that stand this year around the 71 grey framers. So I might be taking quite a few bikes to that and being present all weekend with a view to maybe showcasing the whole collection. So let's see. I know it's an expensive show, but what I'm hoping is that because of my significant presence there, I might be able to run a bit of a competition around something. I've no idea yet, to give away hopefully a few free tickets to get in, which will hopefully, you know, soften the cost a bit. But anyway, keep your ears and eyes peeled for that. So I think that's about it. I'll try and summarise the events that I plan to attend and ones that I can't in the description against this video, so at least you've got a bit of a reference point. Oh, one other potential date is maybe Whitsun weekend as well, with respect to the BSA Owners Club National Weekend. Possibly that, I'm not sure yet. But also, I don't think the VMCC are running the Festival of 1,000 Bikes at Mallory this year, but there's another event in the same vein, which I think is possibly focused upon, you know, the life of Phil Reed. I've heard that rumoured, but again, hopefully more details later. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. I hope that just gives you, you know, a bit of an idea of how I'm going to approach the projects and also some of the events to get the bikes out. Obviously, notwithstanding, just riding them as well and getting some miles on some of them, especially the A70 Lightning, I think, once we get that registered. Okay, that's it for now. Thanks very much, everybody. Thanks for your interest and any comments. Thanks for any subscriptions. And I'll see you all again soon. Cheers, everybody. Bye-bye.